road going to?
50th Street.
50th Street. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck!
No, where are we going?
What the fuck is 50th Street?
50th Street.
50th Street?
50th Street.
East, right?
East.
Over down.
Bravo.
Down.
What the fuck?
In the recording, a male driver can be heard reassuring Amber that they're heading where she wants to go, but she doesn't seem to be buying the story and is obviously pretty.
Hold on, let's roll screen. There we go. Nigga, I'm back and I'm better with another motherfucking video, nigga. Hey, Sato. Thank you niggas for the motherfucking support. You think of fucking. Bro, listen, bro. My fucking YouTube doing this. This is what my YouTube sound like right now. It's getting fucked by all the fucking subscribers and the people that keep joining. I love y'all, man. I ain't even gonna lie, I love y'all, man. No cap. I love all y'all, bro, because y'all make this shit possible, bro. No cap. You know what I'm saying? Without y'all, I don't got a fucking channel. Let's be real. Y'all niggas motivate me more than I motivate my damn self. When I wake up every morning, guess what the fuck I do? Guess what the first thing I do? I check and see how many subscribers I gained. I check and see how many views my last video got. I check and see all that shit. Chad. How motherfuckers want to call me right now? Hello?
I just saw your text, but are you still going to do it?
Yeah, send me the paper. Send me what you want. I got you. Yeah, text me what you want and send me the paper. Alright. Fuck you wanna text me now? I texted you an hour ago. This is my friend, by the way. We're just friends. Hey, what constant that say? We're friends though. Except for who you are. We're friends, sweetheart. We're just friends. Nothing more, nothing less. Just friends. Friends. How many of us have them? Anyway, so I ain't gonna hold y'all niggas much longer. Let's get to the motherfucking video, man. I'm over styling this shit. My fault. I'm gonna turn this bitch up real quick. Oh, there we go.
On July 29th, 2008,
Ew, why the fuck she look like that?
a mother of two named Susan Powell recorded a video where she documented the assets in her home in Utah, just in case, in her own words, something happened to her.
What?
This is me. July 29th, 2008. It is 12:33. Mountain time.
Mountain time. Bro, what the fuck's the difference between all the fucking times? I don't understand the time zones and shit. How the fuck does time just randomly fucking change when you're here and then you go, like, that's like saying, right, I'm here, then I go across the road, I'm now in this fucking time period. You feel me? Like, what the fuck? How the fuck that shit just work like that? Like, what?
Covering all my bases, making sure that if something happens to me or my family or all of us, that our assets are documented. Hope everything works out and we're all happy and live happily ever after as much as that's possible.
The video was made on her attorney's advice, who feared that Susan's husband Josh might attempt to sell some of her most expensive assets.
What the fuck?
In the years leading up to the now infamous video's recording, the couple's marriage had been under a lot of strain, and during the recording, Susan lets on that things had been everything but peaceful between her and Josh over the past few years.
This is all stuff bought in a year or less through Home Depot on my credit. Josh bought a lot of stuff and then he had to bankrupt it. And then he bought a little bit more on my credit. There's a nice lamp. These are things to roll.
Bro, why are you recording the lamps
wood
and shit?
with.
We don't care about the lamp.
And I had necklaces too. I don't know where those are. I just got in a rage, as you can see, and broke this. There's duds and pearls and opals in there. Broke this and threw all my DVDs and made a mess.
This is recorded back in
About
2005.
a year or two back.
Although Susan had been seeing a divorce attorney to look into the possibility of leaving her husband, they were still living together in 2009, almost a year and a
That looks like a dig. That looks kind of gay.
half after the video was recorded. On the morning of December 6th of that year, Susan went to church with her two boys, after which a neighbor went to visit her, leaving her house at about 5 p.m. That night, Josh allegedly took the couple's two boys, Charlie and Braden Powell, on a camping trip in the middle of the night in blizzard conditions to a campsite on the Pony Express Trail. According to Josh, Susan stayed home because she was tired. The story goes that the next day, Susan's family and friends reported her missing when her two boys weren't dropped off at daycare. When Josh
No! Hey, Josh, you an L man, bro. You an L dude. I hope you watching this video, cuz, but don't come and try to kidnap me, nigga. Come and put that fire stick to your ass, nigga. I'm put that fire stick to your ass, boy.
came back from the supposed camping trip with his sons, he said that when he had left the previous evening, his wife had been sleeping peacefully at home and that he had no idea what could have happened to her. After searching the couple's house in Utah, police found no signs of foul play, but things continued to get stranger as the investigation continued. Inside Susan's safe deposit box at the bank where she worked, the cops found a handwritten will and testament in which Susan alleged that Josh had taken out a $1 million life insurance policy on her a few weeks prior. Disturbingly, she also wrote, "If I die, it may not be an accident." About 10 days after she mysteriously disappeared.
It might not be the accident, even if it looks like one. Take care of my boys. I want my parents to be very involved, in charge of their lives, and if they aren't, my sister, blah 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 blah, then hopefully be responsible. I love my boys. I live for them. I choose not to cheat or do drugs because I wouldn't want to risk losing them. Like something else, I can't fucking read that shit.
The authorities also found that Josh had filed paperwork to withdraw money from a retirement account, and he was officially declared a person of interest in the case. Suspiciously, Susan's family and friends reported that during the search efforts, Josh never seemed to show a genuine interest in finding his wife. But despite the mountain of evidence stacked against him, Josh Powell was never formally charged in his wife's disappearance.
That nigga did it, yo. That nigga did it. He did it. He did it. I'm sorry, bro. If that's my wife, I'm boo-hooing. What? That's my wife. I'm loyal to her, all this and that. I love her like I said I do. What the fuck, man? Lying ass nigga.
During the investigation, the cops questioned the couple's two sons, but it was hard to get any solid.
Look at this shit, chat. Chat. Nigga just told me, this YouTube, by the way. I got a YouTube comment that said, I don't know who you is, but you cool, I sub. VIXO. Hey, I appreciate that, my nigga. Oh, God, I do. Oh, my fucking life, I do, nigga. Hey, keep subbing. Y'all niggas keep running this shit the fuck up. So if it's like I quit at 9 to 5 and start waking up at 5 o'clock in the motherfucking morning, well, really 4:30, this shit really fucking annoying. I'm tired as hell. On my life, I'm tired, chat. Bro, y'all not see, oh, wrong screen. Y'all not see my eyes. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I want to escape. And you know, y'all have the power to change that, bro. If you made it this far, bro, just watch the whole video. Just watch the video, cut. On my life, you would watch the video. You go like my watch time go with me is I can start getting paid from YouTube eventually by the end of this year. And after that, I can fucking escape, bro. I can escape the 9 to 5 cycle, bro. Just help me escape. But back to the video, though. Fuck all that shit.
Information out of them on account of their age. Even though they mentioned that Josh had taken Susan with them on their camping trip on the night of the disappearance, they also made outlandish claims, including allegations that they had arrived at the campsite by airplane. This made it impossible to use their statements as evidence that Josh was responsible for his wife's disappearance. Shortly after, Josh and his two sons moved back to their home state of Washington, but the authorities soon determined it wasn't safe for Braden and Charlie to be living with their father in the middle of the investigation, and Josh lost custody of the boys. This is where things get extremely disturbing. On February 5th, 2012, more than 2 years after Susan's disappearance, a state caseworker brought the two boys to Josh's house for what was supposed to be a supervised visit. Immediately upon their arrival, Josh locked the social worker out of the house and took the lives of both his children and himself by setting the house on fire with gasoline.
No fuck.
If his behavior during the initial phases of the investigation was suspicious, the unspeakable crimes Josh committed on that day in 2012 were about as clear of an admission of guilt as you can get in a case like this. In the aftermath of the tragic incident, the cops started looking into Josh's brother and father, who they suspected knew more about the case than they were letting on. Even though they had solid evidence to suggest Michael, Josh's brother, had helped him conceal Susan's body, the case reached a dead end when Michael also took his own life in 2013. More than a decade later, Susan's dad won a lawsuit against Washington State for nearly $100 million on grounds of—
Oh my gosh! To be there. Can I have $1? Please? I'm sorry for your loss, but can I have like $100 million is fucking crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all niggas are quad millionaires now. You're damn near a fucking billionaire all because of that shit. Y'all niggas are rich as hell. I bet you anything they're fucking living lavish. Living lavish now. Oh shit. Oh, my bad.
Children who were supposed to be in the state's custody, a big chunk of which he gave to a charity to support domestic violence survivors. Almost 15 years after her disappearance and murder of her 2 children, people still gather in Susan's hometown of Puyallup, Washington every year to pay their respects and honor her memory.
Oh my gosh, she's calling back, Chad. She finna be like, what time you come in? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Watch. Hello? I don't know. Huh? I don't know, cause you might as well go buy my food too. Huh? Nigga, what? I said you might as well go buy my food too. Why? Bitch. What? $5 for Chick-fil-A? Bro. You might as well go and send me a smooth little $17. You said you was trying to use it? Whatever. All right. Chat. If I had, she want me to bring her some food, right? She want me to bring her some food. But you don't want to buy my food. Bitch, you're buying my food too. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm going to get you your food, I'm going to take my time out of my day, out of my recording sessions. You're going to get me some food too. What the fuck? You're finna buy me something too on my life.
The last video Susan made documenting her assets received a lot more attention after everything had happened. With hindsight, the video is portrayed in a much more disturbing light. Susan saying things like, "I'm recording this just in case anything happens," makes you wonder if she knew her husband could do something this horrible as she was filming. Over the years, Susan's father has been alerted of possible locations where his daughter's remains might be buried, including abandoned mines in Utah and other isolated locations. Sadly, every lead has turned out to be a false alarm, and it's very unlikely that Susan's remains will ever be found.
Bro, that's so sad, bro. Oh my fucking God. I swear, we do not care about no fucking Genesis. You actually got a fucking born.
Amber Tuccaro was a 20-year-old Canadian First Nations woman from Fort McMurray, Alberta. In August of 2012, she flew from Alberta to Edmonton International Airport and booked a hotel room with her 1-year-old son and a female friend for a short vacation. That night, she got excited about the trip and decided to hitchhike into the city by herself, after which she was never seen again. When Amber didn't return to the hotel the next day, her friend called her mother, who immediately called the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Soon after, Amber was declared a missing person. The authorities dug into her phone records and found that she had received a phone call while she was in the company of an unidentified man. The recording is pretty unsettling, especially since it marked the last time she was ever heard alive.
Where are we by?
We're just heading south of Beaumont, or north of Beaumont.
We're heading north to Beaumont. Yo, where are we going? No, this is a... Are you kidding me? You better not take me anywhere I don't want to go. I want to go into the city. Jeez. Yo, we're not going into the city, are we? No, we're not.
So my question is, why the fuck she didn't try to crash the motherfucking car or something and get the fuck up out of there? Like, me personally, bro, if I'm getting kidnapped, bro, right, and I'm going somewhere I don't want to fucking go, and I'm with an unknown stranger, I'm crashing a car. That's literally my first instinct, is I'm grabbing the wheel, and I'm turning that bitch straight like this to make your ass get, yeah, you ain't gonna expect it. And if I'm a female, bro, Men got dicks. I'm. You feel me? Yeah. Why don't do that for? Why y'all just let them just? Yeah. Like I know y'all might be scared and might not be thinking about that, but it's like, come on now, fight or flight don't kick in, cuz you know what I'm saying? You don't get to thinking nothing. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, so where are these roads going to?
50th Street.
50th Street. Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Yo, where are we going?
50th Street.
50th Street.
50th Street.
She was definitely
Right?
Please.
Just over town.
Bravo.
Bravo.
In the recording, a male driver can be heard reassuring Amber that they're heading where she wants to go, but she doesn't seem to be buying the story and is obviously pretty distressed. On August 28th, the cops released the phone conversation, but they didn't officially start investigating the disappearance until well after a month after Amber was reported missing.
What the fuck?
Sadly, when Amber's mother pressured the cops to do something and help her find their daughter, they dismissed her and told her that Amber was probably just out partying and would turn up soon. Tragically, on September 1st, 2012, just 4 days after the audio from the eerie conversation was released, the remains of Amber's body were found on a rural property near Leduc County by a group of horseback riders. One of the most frustrating aspects of this case is how unprofessionally the disappearance was handled by the Canadian police. After just 1 month of searching, Amber was taken off missing persons list based on a series of suspicious, unconfirmed, and anonymous sightings in Edmonton, and it took her mother an entire month to get her back on the list. By the time she was put back on the list by the negligent cops who made the unforgivable mistake, her property, which could have been used as evidence, had already been accidentally destroyed after it was recovered from her hotel. Over the years, a few women have come forward claiming to know the identity of the man in the recording, with all of them accusing the same man. The authorities say they've looked into him, but he wasn't declared a person of interest. A few years ago, another man came forward and claimed that the man in the recording was his father, an American citizen with no legal standing in Canada who had been living on a ranch in the greater Edmonton area. If the man's testimony is to be believed, his father is also responsible for several other mysterious disappearances and deaths that have taken place in the area over the last few years.
Alright, my question is though, if you're a person that's watching this and you kidnap people, why do you do it for? Like what do you get out of it? Out of killing of somebody and kidnapping them and raping them? I'm not gonna say the actual word, but rape, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't understand that. I really, really don't. I don't understand it. Like what the fuck do you get out of it? You're forcing somebody that's screaming and crying and obviously doesn't want to. How do you even get turned on by that? Real nigga shit. Like you gotta be a ugly ass, no bitch getting ass, broke, poor, bum, depressed ass nigga to do some shit like that. I'm sorry, that's a weird ass shit. Some shit I could never do.
One of the most disturbing aspects in the recording is the audible dishonesty in the man's voice, which is pretty much clear as day when Amber asks if he's sure they're going into the city, and he responds with an extremely fake absolutely. It's also pretty messed up how the cops handled the case from start to finish, and many people suspect the cause of the unprofessional management of the case was just straight up racism against the Indigenous woman. Hopefully, we'll someday have an explanation for what happened that night to Amber Tuccaro. But for now, the case remains a pretty disturbing mystery.
Oh, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's crazy. Oh my fucking goodness. Every time I turn around, it's a fucking ad.
My name is Lucy.
I swear we don't care about you, fucking
who I am.
Lucy. We don't care about you, Luce.
In late 2014, a YouTuber named Kenny Veach commented under the username SnakeBitMcGee on a video titled Area 51 Technician's Son Discloses Secret Alternative Energy. The comment read, "That ain't nothing. I am a long
distance hiker. One time during one of my hikes by New Who is calling me now?
From GTL about calls from an offender at a correctional facility. Para escuchar este mensaje en español, oprima el número. An offender at a correctional facility attempted to make a collect call to this number, but the call could not be completed due to billing restrictions. If you wish to receive these calls, you must contact our office.
Chad, I'm trying to figure out this my brother though. Hello?
Yo.
Yo.
Hello?
Yo. Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
If you were still looking for a car.
Is who? Oh, yeah. I've been trying to convince my mom to come out there, bro, but she bullshit. Oh God. I was just talking to her about it earlier. She was saying a whole bunch of other shit. Why would you got up for me? My bad, chat. Somebody call me about the motherfucking car, cause you know I'm trying to get me another car real quick. Cause yeah, I'm trying to build my credit. I'm trying to do the Quan method. You know how Quan went and got a motherfucking V6 Challenger, and after that he went and traded that bitch in and got him a scat pack. Right after all he did was use the V6 to build his credit up and get him a credit history. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now. But considering that I'm 19, I don't have no credit yet. Yeah, so I got to get my mom to come in and try to co-sign some more shit. Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to do y'all like that. My fault, chat. Just fast forward to something in the video.
Long distance hiker. One time during one of my hikes out by Nellis Air Force Base, I found a hidden cave.
Oh,
The
entrance to the cave was shaped like a perfect capital M. Anyways, I've always entered the cave, every cave I found, but as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrator became. Suddenly, I became very scared and hightailed it out of there. It was one of the strangest things that ever happened to me.
entrance to the cave was shaped like a perfect capital M. I always enter every cave I find, but as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became. Suddenly, I became very scared and hightailed it out of there. That was one of the strangest things that ever happened to me. As you can imagine, Kenny's comment immediately caught a lot of people's attention. Some people called Kenny a liar, while others encouraged him to find the cave again and record his findings. And so he agreed to do just that. On October 18th of that year, Kenny uploaded a video of his long-distance hike in the Nevada desert in which he attempted to find the cave for a second time.
Is he not going to show the fucking video? Oh.
Well, here I am on my hike
He got his
up
pistol
here in
right
the
there.
mountains north of Las Vegas. This is a canyon I just walked up in. Now you can't tell, but my truck is way out there by the mountains at the very, very end of this valley.
At the beginning of the video, Kenny stands at the top of an abandoned mine shaft and gives his viewers an introduction into the monstrous hike that lies ahead of him that day. As the day goes on, he continues to record what he sees as he travels through the Mojave Desert trying to locate the cave again.
There's some interesting stuff coming up here. Look, see those? Look at that. Kind of right there. That's kind of cool. All right, I'm gonna turn it off and then I'll turn it back on here. Look at that. That's pretty cool right there. Huh.
I don't understand what we're looking at. Oh, we're looking at the rock
All
right here.
Off with the camera.
That was the end of the video Kenny posted. Because he failed to find the cave the second time through, a lot of his viewers criticized him pretty brutally, calling him a fraud and pressuring him into trying to find the cave for a third time. In a sea of comments provoking Kenny, a user named Lemmy Killmister made a particularly disturbing and ominous comment that read, No, do not go back there. If you find that cave entrance, don't go in. You won't get out. Still, on November 10th of that year, Kenny told his family he was going on an overnight hiking trip, and he set off by himself for the third time to find the mysterious M Cave in the Mojave Desert,
And this time
one of the
he found
hottest
it.
and driest regions in the world. That was the last time he was ever seen. On November 22nd, 2014, 12 days after he set off on his search for the M Cave, a group of search and rescue volunteers found Kenny's phone lying at the top of the same mine shaft he had pointed out in his M Cave video. Unfortunately, after his phone was located, the case went cold, and Kenny's body was never found. After the mysterious disappearance, people started coming up with all sorts of theories to explain what could have happened to Kenny, with most people claiming that he had either fallen down the abandoned mine shaft or died of overexposure. Some of the more outlandish theories reported that Kenny could have witnessed a crime out in the middle of the desert and had to be silenced, or that he found a secret military base and was eliminated by the government. However, a few months after his disappearance, a comment on the original video made by a woman named Sharon Pilgrim shed light on an entirely new possibility, that Kenny had taken
I had no idea until a friend let me know. So many people are wondering what happened and guessing different things. You are heartfelt about the sadness around what has happened with Kenny. He has not been found, and I feel that he probably will not be found for many, many months. If ever, I want to share what I know and how I feel about what happened, so that you might bring some more closure and understanding in your own life. Kenny absolutely loved hiking in the desert. It was his very favorite thing to do.
in his own life. The comment read, "I am the girlfriend that Kenny spoke of in the
Why
video.
the fuck does he do that?
Kenny has not been
Wait,
found,
check.
and I feel that he probably will not be found for many, many months."
Chat, we got another comment. Terrell Smith. Thank you. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate the comment. No cap.
If ever. I want you to know that I do not think Kenny had an accident. I believe he took his life. He battled with depression for many years and would not take medication or see a doctor. He quit his job a little more than a year before he disappeared. In response to his phone being found at the mine shaft, Sharon then added, "The mine shaft was about a 4-hour hike from his car. It is my feeling that he left it behind so that he could not be tracked from the GPS in it. He also did not take his video camera with him on this solo hike. It was left in his home, so he had no intention of filming anything. I am healing from my loss and look forward to new experiences with desert hiking, camping, and taking beautiful pictures of our desert. Enjoy your adventures of life, and thank you for the kind, loving comments sent my way." Even though the woman's comment seems pretty genuine and brings light to the very real possibility that Kenny took his own life, the case still doesn't have a solid conclusion. Over the
I'm not reading all this chat.
years, several other YouTubers have found caves in the same area Kenny was hiking in that almost perfectly resembled the letter M, and recently one of them even had a danger restricted area sign put up next to his entrance. So, even though it's possible that Kenny took his own life in the desert, his disappearance has still left more questions than answers.
Injured in a car accident? Want to see if you qualify for a huge check like this? Don't call insurance, don't.
On September 8, 2015, a man named Tim from Mounds View, Minnesota contacted the police and told them his friend, 32-year-old Henry McCabe, a Liberian immigrant and auditor for the Department of Revenue, had gone missing. As per Tim's testimony, Henry had been at a barbecue hosted by a friend named Emmanuel earlier that day and had left to go to a nightclub at around 11 p.m. After following up with the two acquaintances who had been with Henry at the club on the night of the disappearance, the cops realized they had a pretty complicated case on their hands. According to the two friends who had been with Henry at the C'est La Vie nightclub in Spring Lake that night, Henry had been drinking pretty heavily, and upon leaving the club at around 2 a.m., he allegedly asked William, one of the acquaintances he was with, to drop him off at a gas station nearby.
Wow.
After getting
Why would you want to get dropped up at a fucking gas station for? That's kind of weird to me.
dropped off by William, who thought it was strange that Henry rejected his offer to drop him off at his house instead of a random gas station, Henry called his wife a little after 2:20 a.m. According to his wife, Henry sounded pretty delirious on the call, and near the end of the conversation, she called one of Henry's friends to ask him to go get her husband. Even though the friend didn't answer the call, the last 2 minutes of the conversation between Henry and his wife were recorded by the friend's voicemail, and the content of the conversation is pretty disturbing.
Can't even understand what the fuck he's saying. What the fuck wrong with this nigga? This is all when the fucking zombies on Call of Duty. That nigga got poisoned.
It's almost impossible to make out any of the words in the audio, and the combination of growls, moans, and screams makes it hard to know what to even make of the recording. But needless to say, the voicemail is pretty unsettling. It almost sounds like the screams are coming from someone who's being attacked, but we obviously can't know for sure. That same evening, another acquaintance called Henry and later told police that it sounded as though Henry had gotten into an altercation with someone in the middle of the call. Strangely, even though Corinne McCabe, Henry's wife, mentioned that the sounds her husband was making during the call were extremely out of character for him, who was usually perfectly articulate, she only made a single call to one of Henry's friends to try and get him to pick up her husband, and when she didn't get a response, she went right back to bed. Even more strangely, during her questioning, Corinne repeatedly told the cops that she knew Henry was alive, even though she didn't have the evidence to prove it directly. After this extremely disturbing voicemail was recorded, Henry's phone records show that he called a Texas number that he had called over 20 times that day, but when the cops tried to trace the number, it came up as no longer in service. It's impossible to know if the calls themselves were made by Henry or someone else, but after the unsettling conversation with his wife, phone records show that several...
He looks like a sophisticated person though, so why would this right here just happen? Someone did something to him. Someone poisoned him.
Calls were made from Henry's phone to that same now disconnected number in the days following his disappearance. As the investigation went on, things continued to get stranger. Suspiciously, the cops never found footage of William's red car pulling up to the gas station where he had supposedly dropped Henry off, even though they checked the entire night's footage from all angles. William later ended up changing his story and alleged that as soon as he dropped Henry off, he immediately got back in the car and William dropped him off at another gas station a couple of miles away. It was later revealed by a confidential FBI informant that during the searches that took place after the disappearance, Emmanuel, the host of the barbecue, and a group of 3 other men would often stand a few feet away from the rest of the search party and talk suspiciously among themselves. Still, it was never determined if they had anything to do with the disappearance. On October 2nd, almost a month after Henry went missing, a strange anonymous letter was sent to the New Brighton Police Department a few miles from where Henry went missing. The letter read, "Henry McCabe, his body next to water, partially buried. Needs search dog to find. Witness who saw burial scared, female young, asked to come forward. Can remain anonymous and will protect." On November 2nd, the cops found Henry's body in Rush Lake, a few miles from where Henry had supposedly been dropped off on the night of his disappearance. Mysteriously, they didn't find any signs of foul play on his body, even though the anonymous letter suggests he was buried by someone else. Despite the lack of evidence on his body, it's possible that he was either forcibly drowned by a group of assailants, that he took his own life, or that something entirely different took place that night. The only thing we know for sure is that this is an extremely strange case that we'll probably never get a conclusive explanation for.
That's weird, Chad. Oh my gosh. My video's already long as hell. Y'all just keep making it fucking longer. Fuck! Chat. I ain't gonna lie, chat. My video's already at 33 minutes, and half y'all probably ain't gonna watch this fucking long. So with that being said, I'm gonna go into the video here. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you fuck with me, fuck with me. If you don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me. And fuck these ads because they ruined the fucking video. And this fucking phone calls everyone want to call me. Tune in though. I'm uploading again next.